This is the Katsu Bubba Kush, the Screwhead, the Alien Bubba. This is the Moby Dick. Moby Dick is fantastic for stress, and it's got like a really kind of citrusy sweet nose.
Sound like a sommelier? The nose, the citrus influence.
This is our Lemon Burst, also known to be kind of euphoric and energizing.
But this is cannabis, and catchy names define strains which are supposed to do different things.
And this one here is really awesome, called the Red Diesel. It's very creative. It also makes you feel relaxed. There's no anxiety with the Red Diesel.
At this dispensary in Hamilton, Clint Young gets his weed from dozens of licensed growers.
You could see 1,000 lemon bursts, and you may see 1,000 awesome different lemon bursts. It just depends on the grower.
So what is in a name, and how do you know what you're getting in, say, Lemon Burst?
Those are our top 7 strains right now.
As cannabis emerges from the black market to become a legitimate cash crop, it's going to have to tidy up its lineage.
You know, if we want to be taken seriously about this, and we want to get into a real agricultural game where we're breeding varieties of marijuana like we breed strawberries and tomatoes and potatoes, then we're not going to be able to just throw names around like this forever.
Sean Miles studies plant genetics, fruit actually, at Dalhousie University in Kentville, Nova Scotia.
And so if you look at a correlation between the two.
If cannabis is going to be a major crop like apples, he says, people need to know what they're getting, and they're not. Miles's team took a deep dive into what's in a strain name, and turns out not a lot.
We looked at 81 different marijuana strains, things like Alaskan Ice, Hawaiian Snow, Bubba Kush.
So what's the differences between all those strains?
It's often the case that these names that they've associated with these marijuana strains do not represent any sort of meaningful genetic identity.
Cannabis has a long history. It's grown almost everywhere, and it's been interbred for centuries. Generally, though, it's defined as being one of 2 species, either Indica or sativa. Then there are hybrids, dozens of strains that are combinations of the two, with different effects, and that's how it's marketed. But in Sean's study, often the genetics did not live up to their billing.
We've come up with a method of saying that, okay, this big pool of strains, let's assume that it's made from 2 different species. One species is red and one species is blue. If you're completely red, then you're 100% sativa. So Dr. Grinspoon here, that's a strain name, and it's reported to be 100% sativa, and our results are largely in agreement with that. But in this case here, Jamaican lamb's bread, that's a strain name, is reported to be 100% sativa, but we find that's completely inconsistent. Almost a complete blue bar here would indicate that that's not consistent with our genetic results at all.
Over 30% of the strains Sean studied did not match their ancestry.
What we found is that while one producer will be producing Bubba Kush and selling it as Bubba Kush, when we look at the DNA level and test, is it the same as this other Bubba Kush that this person is selling? Often it's the case that they are not the same genetically.
But currently there is no legislation to say that you have to quality control this product.
There are controls on the quality of the product, but not on the naming of the variety or the strain. But those names are largely meaningless. And we need to move towards a system where these things are quantified by the medicinal components inside the strain and the effects that they have on the user.
Currently, licensed growers must list THC levels and test for things like pesticides. But naming conventions, well, that's wide open, leaving large gaps in consistency. Mark Zakulin is president of Canopy Growth, a regulated cannabis breeder in Smiths Falls, Ontario.
Yeah, you know, it is like a wine, or it is like a whiskey, where you know, you have very different taste profiles, very different smell profiles, and very different effect profiles, which is, I think, the very interesting part about cannabis.
His mission is to grow weed with strong, identifiable genetic markers, new strains that are what they say they are.
When we start, we'll start with 1,000 different seeds and we'll watch them grow up, but it's not Monsanto yet. It's not a set of seeds that will just yield the same thing every time.
It's a function of seeds and secret formulas. Then interbreeding to come up with new and consistent strains.
Yeah, so what you're seeing right here in my hand is a number of seeds that nobody's ever seen before and may turn out to be the next great genetic. What you're looking at is a cross between Candyland and apple pie, two different varieties. The Candyland selected for its beautiful color, texture, and so on, matched with the apple pie for the strength of the bud and the plant, etc. We'll go to a lot of effort to document the stability of the process, the traits, so that we can ultimately have plant breeders' rights and protect this variety going into the future.
If cannabis is to be the next big crop, it will have to clean up its genetics with varieties consumers can trust.
From those in the know, tucked away researching lights and power and plants in San Francisco, there's a warning for Canada.
There's a significant drain that's coming Canada's way, and we're seeing really it's a stress on their electrical transmission systems.
Yes, cannabis has long been grown indoors, mostly to keep it away from the cops. Being energy or cost efficient with the lights wasn't an issue with profits so high.
Okay, so let's have a look at some of these.
Yeah.
The colors are, I feel like I'm at a bit of a rave here.
Yeah.
But now that the business is coming out of the basements and closets, bright minds can innovate in the open, exploring the ways LEDs can foster faster, cheaper, and smarter growth. These are chrysanthemum plants they're tinkering with, by the way. They behave just like cannabis.
What we have here is a situation where you can control different ratios of light. And as you control those ratios, the plant will respond in a different way.
What does that actually look like?
Jake, if you can just reverse that. Okay, there we go. Thanks. So here's a high blue environment. And again, this is what would give probably anticipated a much higher THC content.
Concentrated growth at 50% of the energy cost.
You're not wasting, you're sort of targeting your energy, you're not wasting it.
Yeah, I like to use the term precision agriculture.
Why not just grow outside? Well, this is Canada. Cold winters, long summer days, it's a mess.
Every year in our climate, you can only have one crop. So you have to have indoor.
Yubin Zhang of the University of Guelph says Canada is the world leader in greenhouse production. So combine that with emerging LED tech that can effectively trick the plants into growing precisely when and how they're needed. And the potential here is huge, not just for cannabis. Think solving a food crisis.
Farmlands getting smaller and smaller, cities getting bigger and bigger. And if you could build vertical farm in the middle of the city, you can produce many times more plant material than you could do outside of the city. Eventually, the technologies involved in cannabis production, the spin-off certainly can be used to help our vertical farming and indoor farming.
And food designed to be more nutritious. That's a happy side effect of the cannabis research. The race is now on to get that research up to speed. So when the commerce of cannabis hits in Canada, growers can tap into the efficient tech and not sap the grid.
Cannabidiol is a popular natural remedy used for many common ailments. It's better known as CBD and is one of the 104 chemical compounds known as cannabinoids found in cannabis or the marijuana plant. THC is the main psychoactive cannabinoid found in cannabis and causes the sensation of getting high that's often associated with marijuana. However, unlike THC, CBD is not psychoactive. This quality makes CBD an appealing option for those who are looking for relief from pain. CBD oil is made by extracting CBD from the cannabis plant, then diluting it with a carrier oil like coconut or hemp seed oil. It's gaining momentum in the health and wellness world, with some scientific studies confirming it may help to treat a variety of ailments like chronic pain and anxiety. Here are 19 health benefits of CBD oil that are backed by scientific evidence. Number 1, it can reduce acne. Acne is a common skin condition that affects more than 9% of the population. CBD oil may help to treat acne due to its anti-inflammatory properties and its ability to reduce sebum production. One test tube study found that CBD oil prevented sebaceous gland cells from secreting excessive sebum, and this has been backed up by other studies. Number 2, a natural pain reliever. Among the top uses of CBD is to manage chronic pain diseases like arthritis. Over-the-counter painkillers have harmful side effects such as liver damage and are thus unsuitable for prolonged use. This is why many chronic pain patients are opting to shift to alternative medicine for hope. The compounds in this natural oil evoke effects, thus providing quick relief from inflammation and pain. Number 3, it can reduce anxiety and depression. According to the Anxiety and Depression Association of America, depression affects about 6% and anxiety affects about 80% of the US population each year. Research shows that CBD oil can help with both. CBD has been shown to reduce levels of stress and anxiety in those suffering from conditions such as PTSD, social anxiety disorder, and obsessive compulsive disorder. Number 4, it can help fight cancer. CBD oil's role in cancer treatment still needs more research, but what is available is looking promising. According to the American Cancer Society, CBD oil can slow the growth and spread of some of the kinds of cancer. Because it fights stress and inflammation, which both are linked to cancer, it makes sense that CBD oil could help to fight cancer cells. Number 5, it can improve heart health. A healthy diet and lifestyle is a top priority for heart health, but CBD oil can also help. According to research, CBD oil can reduce artery blockage, reduce stress-induced cardiovascular response, and can reduce blood pressure. It may also help cholesterol. Number 6, it can promote bone health and healing. In the past study on rats with daily CBD intake healed up to 40% faster than those which didn't get it. Another study relating to the effects of CBD on bone health concluded ligands found in CBD oil regulated bone mass. Number 7, CBD may lower diabetes risk. Although marijuana use is known to increase appetite and calorie intake, it has been linked to lower BMI, less obesity, and reduced chance of diabetes. In one study of nearly 5,000 adult men and women, past and current marijuana users had lower fasting glucose and insulin levels by 16%, lower waistline circumference and BMI, and lower insulin resistance by 18% and higher HDL. All these factors are connected to the onset of diabetes, so marijuana seems to offer some protection. Number 8, multiple sclerosis symptoms. CBD may relieve symptoms of multiple sclerosis. In a study of 66 patients with MS and chronic pain, a combination of CBD and THC reduced pain over 2 years. The patients determined the dosage themselves, taking in as much as they felt was needed to alleviate the pain. A combination of CBD and THC helped with muscle tightness, pain, sleep disturbances, and bladder control in 189 people with multiple sclerosis over 6 weeks. Number 9, it can calm childhood epilepsy. CBD has anti-seizure properties that have been shown to successfully treat drug-resistant children who have epilepsy with no side effects. In one study published in the New England Journal of Medicine, CBD decreased frequency of seizures by 23%, more than those taking a placebo. Number 10, inflammation. Chronic inflammation is a huge problem in our society that contributes to many non-infectious diseases including heart disease, cancer, Alzheimer's, autoimmune disease and more, and that's according to the National Centre of Biotechnology Information. Research has shown that CBD oil can reduce chronic inflammation that leads to these diseases. Number 11, it can improve skin conditions. CBD oil can be topically used to treat skin conditions. Studies show that CBD can help treat conditions like eczema by encouraging abnormal cell death. CBD contains many nutrients like vitamin E that helps improve and protect the skin. Number 12, increased consciousness. Another benefit of using CBD is its ability to regulate dopamine levels to keep you focused on a daily chore. It enhances being conscious of surroundings and reduces physical pain reception. A daily dose will help to keep one focused throughout the day. Additionally, it boosts cognitive ability so that the brain is working in optimal conditions, avoiding mood swings, trauma and anxiety. Number 13, CBD can potentially benefit schizophrenia. Unlike its cousin THC, CBD may be beneficial for preventing psychosis and reducing symptoms in schizophrenia. Whilst the psychoactive THC in cannabis seems to trigger psychotic episodes, especially in those with schizophrenia, CBD has the opposite antipsychotic effect. More and more studies are pointing to CBD as a natural alternative to antipsychotic drugs, but with far fewer side effects. Number 14, CBD may protect against bacteria. CBD showed in a recent study it can kill bacteria and MRSA, which is often tricky and difficult to treat in hospital conditions. Number 15, it has an anti-aging effect. Our skin is mostly made up of cells, and healthy skin relies on our body's ability to discard dead cells and replace them with new ones. A study in the Journal of Investigative Dermatology found that CBD can help this process and keep the skin looking youthful. It is a powerful antioxidant helping skin to keep its elasticity. Number 16, it can help you quit smoking. The use of CBD oil is still fairly new, but a study in the US National Library of Medicine found that it can help people quit smoking. Smokers were given an inhaler with the oil and instructed to use it for 1 week whenever they had the urge to smoke. What they found was those who used the inhalers had a significantly reduced urge to smoke and no longer had a strong craving for nicotine. Number 17, increases sleep longevity. If you suffer from constant anxiety during the nighttime hours, or suffer from insomnia, or struggle from getting a restful, undisturbed sleep, then cannabis oil may be the solution for you. Cannabis oil works by releasing the mind and body and generating a lower energy level. It will be easier for you to get your heart rate down and clear your mind to allow a long and restful sleep. Number 18, it can relieve nausea. Cannabis has been used for centuries for the suppression of nausea and vomiting. Research has revealed that among the more 80 CBD compounds found in marijuana, both the intoxicant THC and the non-intoxicant CBD helps to get rid of nausea and vomiting in animal studies. Number 19, CBD for pets. There are a plethora of benefits for pets, but specifically for cats and dogs, that are all similar to medical marijuana. There is strong research to suggest that it can help stop seizures in animals. Most people utilize CBD oil for dogs to help with anxiety problems and pain relief. Is CBD oil safe? CBD oil is generally safe, and even chronic use at high doses is shown to be well tolerated by humans. However, you may experience some mild side effects including tiredness, diarrhea, dry mouth, low blood pressure, lightheadedness, nausea, although this may be due to the carrier oil used, and changes in appetite and weight. There may also be potential interaction with other medicines, so be sure to discuss with your doctor the use of CBD oil alongside any prescription medications.